Do you ever look in the mirror and feel like a stranger is looking back at you? Not because you have changed on the outside, but because somewhere inside you feel like you are not who you used to be. Your body moves slower, your days feel quieter, and sometimes when you sit alone, there is this heavy feeling that whispers, "I am not needed anymore. I am fading. I am becoming invisible." I want you to know something. If you stay with me until the end of this conversation, I promise you will not feel the same way again. Not because I will give you magic words, but because together we will look at this feeling differently. We will see what it truly is. It is not the truth. It is just the weight of change. And change, my friend, is not the end of your story. It is simply a new page. But we have been taught to fear it. We have been taught that growing older means losing value, that slowing down means becoming less. And so we fight. We fight our own reflection. We fight the passing days. We fight the truth of time. And in that fight, we lose our peace. Today, I want to sit with you, not to give you answers that sound good but mean nothing. I want to share something quieter, something I have seen in my own life and in the lives of those who have found peace, not by winning against age, but by walking gently beside it. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something. If this feels like a conversation you have been waiting for, if these words feel like they are meant for you, then please subscribe to Monk's Talks. Because here, we do not rush, we do not shout, we sit together in the quiet and remember what it means to be human. So subscribe and let us continue this journey together. Now, let me ask you this. Have you noticed that the world moves faster than it used to? Not because time changed, but because we did. When you were younger, you could keep up. You could run with the days, chase the hours, fill every moment with doing. But now your body asks for rest. Your mind asks for silence. And instead of honoring that, you feel shame. You feel like something is wrong with you. But nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are simply in a different season. And every season has its own rhythm. Spring does not try to be summer. Winter does not apologize for being cold. So why do we expect ourselves to stay the same forever? I will tell you what I have learned. Aging is not about becoming less. It is about becoming clearer. When you are young, life is loud. You are busy proving, building, chasing. But now, in this slower season, you have the chance to see what truly matters. Not what the world says matters, but what your heart knows is true. Let me tell you something that might hurt at first, but will also set you free. Comparing yourself to who you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, will always steal your peace. Always. Because that person lived in a different body, in a different time, with different needs, and you cannot go back. No one can. So why do we torture ourselves trying? I see it all the time. People sitting in their homes, looking at old photographs, saying, "I used to be strong. I used to be useful. I used to matter." And every time they say it, they are telling themselves a lie. Because you still matter. You always have. Your worth was never tied to how fast you could move or how much you could carry. It was always tied to something deeper. Something that does not fade with time. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still capable of kindness, of listening, of being present. And that is enough. That has always been enough. Now, I know loneliness makes this harder. When you are alone, the silence can feel heavy. It can make you believe that because you are not surrounded by people, you have been forgotten. But loneliness is not the absence of people. It's the absence of connection. And connection does not require a crowd. It requires one moment, one honest conversation, one shared silence with someone who sees you. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you reached out? Not to fill time, but to truly connect. A phone call to an old friend? A few kind words to a neighbor? A message to someone who might be feeling exactly what you are feeling right now? You don't need many people. You need one real moment, and you can create that today. I want to share something practical with you now, something that has helped me and others find steadiness when life feels uncertain. It's this: create small daily routines. I'm not talking about big plans or ambitious goals. I'm talking about something so simple that it anchors you. A cup of tea at the same time each morning, a few minutes sitting by the window watching the light change, a short walk, even if it's just to the end of the street and back. These small things might seem meaningless, but they are not. They are the threads that hold your days together. They remind you that even when everything else changes, you still have control over something. You still have the power to choose how you meet each day. And here's something else I have learned. The mind suffers more than the body when we don't care for it. We worry about our health, our bones, our energy, but we forget the mind. We forget that fear grows when we feed it with silence and isolation. So take a few minutes each day to breathe, not because you are trying to fix anything, but because breathing reminds you that you are still alive, still here, still capable of peace. There is something I need to say now, and I hope you hear it gently. You cannot control everything. You cannot stop time. You cannot keep your body from aging. You cannot force people to stay in your life. And trying to control these things will only make you suffer. I know this because I have tried. I have clenched my fists on things that were already slipping away, and all it did was leave my hands empty and aching. But when I finally let go, when I stopped fighting what I couldn't change, something shifted. I found space. I found breath. I found a different kind of strength. The strength that comes not from holding on, but from releasing. This does not mean you give up. It means you stop exhausting yourself fighting reality. It means you accept that life is change, and that change is not your enemy. It is simply the way things are. If you are still here with me, if these words are landing somewhere deep inside you, then I want to remind you to stay connected with this community. Leave a comment below and tell me one small thing you will do today to honor yourself. One gentle action, one kind thought. Because when you share it, you remind yourself that you are not alone, and you remind others that they are not alone either. So take a moment, write it down. Let us walk this path together. Now, let me ask you this. Your purpose did not retire when your job ended. It did not disappear when your children grew up or when your routine changed. Purpose is not what you do. It is who you are. And you are still here. You still carry wisdom. You still have stories. You still know things that younger people have not learned yet. Maybe your purpose now is quieter. Maybe it's listening when someone needs to talk. Maybe it's simply being present, being steady, being someone who has lived long enough to know that hard times pass and that peace is possible. You don't need to do big things to matter. You never did. I want to close with something I hope stays with you long after this conversation ends. Peace in aging is not found by doing more. It is not found by proving yourself or keeping up with a world that has forgotten how to slow down. Peace is found by needing less, by releasing the weight of expectation, by living gently, day by day, moment by moment. You are not fading, you are deepening. You are not losing value, you are gaining clarity. And this season of your life, as quiet and slow as it may be, is still sacred. It is still yours, and it is still worth living fully. So be kind to yourself. Stop fighting your reflection. Stop apologizing for needing rest. Stop believing that because you have slowed down, you have somehow failed. You have not failed. You have simply arrived at a place where life asks you to be still. And in that stillness, if you let it, peace is waiting. Thank you for sitting with me today. I hope you feel a little less alone. I hope you feel a little more seen. And I hope you remember that you are enough, exactly as you are, right now in this moment. Until we meet again, walk gently.